Acquiring talent in a dungeon, chapter 50, day 12, 9th floor, dog. Really, a creepy bug. The human who came in a while ago, the sacred creature had a taste. It was a type of flavor. It felt perky from devouring Yon Shanhees just a moment ago. No, it was more than that. This person tastes roth, an unrefined raw material, a tree that had a stem but hadn't yet found the direction to grow in. Well, the sacred creature didn't dwell on the details of the delicious meal. It had just eaten the most delicious things, and now the second tastiest had to come to it. Each will took a fighting stand. The sacred creature was devoured. Yon Shanhees was the size of 3 adult men. He judged it to be a physical opponent, and it was ready to fight. The sacred creature rushed straight forward. He should raise his first and shouted. However, the sacred creature didn't have a solid form, and he should fist in the air. Soon the sacred creature penetrated him. There was an image of another world as hell began. And Hyok! Hyok! Changaram sighed with relief as the height fell down. Hyok! His arms were a mess from just 2 kicks. He endured the pain and looked around. The life points of the flares scattered around was almost over. It wasn't hard to see the devastation. Other than him, everyone else was dead. Nonsense. No. Changaram was in panicked state as he headed towards the hatchery. Hichul had clearly headed to the place where Yon Shanhee was. Leader Nim, if he is cooked. It wasn't just the loss of life, it was all the possibility that Yon Shanhee had. He quickly improved the amount of experience gained by guiding a person's propensities and talent. Research has already been done on the difference in experience gained according to the quality of the individuals. Yon Shanhee was the conductor who moved his subordinates. Now, this bastard has driven Changaram to the edge of the death. Yon Shanhee clearly believed that Changaram's power alone could solve the problem. Changaram didn't fulfill his responsibilities. It was over. Close to 20 potentials had disappeared. He didn't seem to realize that both arms were broken as he moved his feet. Somehow, he needed to help Yon Shanhee. He wanted to apologize. Leader Nim. At that moment, he saw Yon Shanhee on the opposite side of him. For a moment, Changaram didn't think it as Yon Shanhee. The person in front of Changaram was strange. There was no focus in his eyes, and saliva was dripping from his mouth. I'm really sorry, Leader Nim. Go, huh? Yon Shanhee staggered, but Changaram barely kept him upright within inch of his arm. The generator could be seen over Yon Shanhee's shoulder. Kim Shi-hul had collapsed in front of the generator and was still experiencing spasm. He was still alive. Leader Nim, this. He didn't understand what was happening on the other side, but his body shook like he had wandered into a nightmare. However, a certain thing that was Yon Shanhee was in front of him, like Kim Hee-chul was acting like that. They would be able to kill him. If Yon Shanhee could kill him, then he would recover from the damage he suffered. Let's go! Yon Shanhee shivered. Once again, Changaram was forced to doubt that the person in front of him was truly Yon Shanhee. He was already a calm and cool guy, a strong person who wasn't confused no matter what he encountered and always found the best solution. What? I know what you are thinking. There was only fear, just like a dog in a fight. Yon Shanhee's only choice was to succumb to it. But he killed. Yon Shanhee looked back, the fear in his eyes as enhanced as he should. Something will come out. If we... No, you can't, I refuse. It is possible, so we have to go. Go. Let's go, please. Changaram got goosebumps. He would dismiss it as nonsense, but Yon Shanhee was like an idol to him. That idol was now looking like this. It seems he had completely lost the thing that made him shine. Changaram didn't know what the enemy was, but he couldn't afford to handle it. I understand. Changaram lifted Yun Shangli and turned around in order to leave the incubation room. However, he looked back at Kim Hee-chul one last time. Yun Shan must have experienced something like this. The spams on the ground really looked painful. It wasn't a situation for Chung Haram to worry about Hee-chul, let alone feel sympathy. I held my neck. I held my neck. Kyo. A moan emerged from my mouth, but the pain wasn't physical. My whole body was lying on the ground. Was it a dream? Or was it my imagination? I was back in my original body. It wasn't the strong body from the dungeon, but a weak, desk-bound body. The reason why I couldn't move my body was the worm clinging to my neck. It is easier if you give up. It will happen regardless of what you do. I want more. It wasn't my words that were constantly echoing, but the worms. The worm kept talking to me. The voice imitated me, causing an irritating sensation. It was just like that I felt just before freezing to death due to Changaram. That helplessness that bothered me all my life until I entered there. I closed up my eyes tightly. It was a dream mount, but I bit my lip so hard that it blew. That it bled. Somehow, I needed to do something to get this worm off me. Although the pain was effective, the pressure only weakened for a short while. Bam! A strong hand grabbed my head and slammed it into the ground. Images of several people protruded from the head of the worm. There also were people who I knew. The shape that suppressed my head was my father's. I told you to stop. People should know when to give up. My father's voice sounded normal, but all the power drained from my body. I was a child again. In my childhood, I was a child who had to follow the voice of my parent who had absolute power over me. You can get everything you want in life. Isn't this selfish? This time, it was my mother's voice. Another hand touched my neck. Hey, is anyone out there? Everyone is preparing for private tutoring. Do you have money to prepare for the contest? I know you worked hard, but these are the results. There were my teachers from middle school, high school, and university. In addition, some school sunbaes and employers. In my life, there were always voice and hand punching me down from above. Finally, I heard the last voice. Give up and submit to me. It was the first time I heard his voice, a mysterious voice. It contained more authority than my father in my childhood, softer than my mother. The voice made it feel like the owner has everything. You are weak. Stay still and just listen to me. I started struggling, but my body didn't move. Numerous hands were holding me down, and their voices were speaking at unison. Follow that command. Say yes, relax. No, I couldn't relax. I knew how easy it was to entrust my will to the people above me. But it was an important issue. My elementary school years. The lessons I had after school. I didn't remember much save the musical instrument. At that time, it was the most interesting and fun thing that I had done. After going a few times, I had to quit the lesson after school. My parents took it was an expensive hobby and useless. It wasn't the only thing I remembered. It was just the oldest memory in my head. This isn't something that just anyone could do. If you don't have talent, then you will regret it later. It's better to not look at it. That was what my parents said. There was no regret in their words. It was something that could be done as a career, and they doubled that I had the talent. But it wasn't because of my parents' cold evaluation that I spent the next few nights sniffling. It was because I couldn't touch the instrument that I had given me so much fun. They just dismissed it, despite the fact that it wasn't what I wanted to do. Why are you fighting so hard? You won't be able to resist anyway. Why? I had been asking myself the same question on the road I had been walking so far. In fact, I answered it several times. Why fight when it wouldn't make a difference in my position? What more could I gain? It didn't matter. Even if I had nothing to gain, I might flop on the ground because I had failed miserably. But this was all took on my will, only my will, my choice. I didn't want my will to be crushed by someone else. No matter how strong they were, their relationship with the right with me or the right they had, I would ignore the disgusted gazes from above me. That was it. I just wanted to climb up. The conditions are met. Talent has fully awakened. My body twisted. Huh? The voice sounded confused. This unlucky bastard. In the head, it was just a worm. I didn't know what its identity was, but it wouldn't be adversely influenced by it. My body started to change anyway. This place wasn't real. It was just an illusion. I peeled off the weak flesh. My body grew longer. Rough hair grew all over my body, and claw-like nails emerged from both hands and feet. What? Why just? I turned my head. My snout became longer, and sharp teeth bit at the things around me. The worms trickled. More hands appeared on my body and tightened the pressure, but I didn't care. My teeth already reached it. I just bit. I tore at it with my claws and bit in it. It hurt. The voice sounded like a little child. This unlucky bastard. The worm was already cold. I bit it as I cried painfully and struggled. I didn't remove my teeth. I just continued biting. Continue. And my eyes opened. I was looking at the ceiling of the incubation room. It was the feeling of returning to my body. I had regained consciousness. Of course, my body wasn't the form of a beast either. It was reset. Unique talent, number 099, underdog. The conscious big overcoming of challenges that are higher than yourself, even though you know that you never get it. You are a dog constantly barking at the sun. A correction value is applied when fighting against an enemy whose total sum of abilities is more than twice your own. Complete immunity to all types of mental interference, including moral, brainwashing, oppression, etc. As I raised my body, I found something near my feet. It was the worm. It had shrunk quite a lot compared to its previous size. I could hold it in one hand. At first glance, I could see that its life was about to end. It wriggled like a bug that had been sprayed with insecticide. Without hesitation, I reached out for it. Unlike before, this time I could touch it. Son of brr. Even though I overcame the situation, I still felt angry about it. I prepared to use strength to crush the worm. Don't hate it too much. It was just ignorant. In fact, it's a pitiful existence. Even though it's a sacred creature, it wasn't born in the arm of a god. A Thailand woman suddenly appeared in front of me. She wore clothing that she made her look almost naked. She was shining with a gentle halo that illuminated the surrounding. You! I smiled lightly and relaxed. The woman was an existence that I knew. I just couldn't believe it. You've had some plastic surgery done. Thanks. The sun god, no, the goddess smiled at me. What the fuck?